If it does not have any loops, simply it is chance to form the tree. Here a root node has no parent, so itself it is the deriving point or derivation point. That is why this is the root point, simply named as the parent. So from that we can able to derive the children's, either left or right. Next, these are all the children's or leaves of the A. Suppose in the one level a tree has two children, simply named as the siblings. Suppose if you take, this is a subgraph, if you treat it is a parent of Hij, D is the parent of Hi, then it is the parent node, it is the children node, and I is the children node, and simply it is a subtree of the given tree. So it is a subtree or subgraph of given graph, and atomic level nodes are named the leaf nodes. They are the leaf nodes. This is the way to represent trees. Again, it's this is parent. A parent which is the predecessor of any node. It is a start. This is the main parent. This is the parent for subtree. This is the predecessor. So from that we can able to derive the children's. Child, a node which is descending of any node. Descendant, that means children's. So H comma I are the descendant of any node, that is D. Siblings, a group of nodes which have the same parent. Here F comma G are the siblings with respect to C. B comma C, siblings with respect to A. H comma I, siblings for D, like. One more is terminal node or leaf node, just I explained. In the atomic level, the last level nodes are the leaf nodes or children nodes. Level specify, this is like, root is always in the level 0, first level, second level, third level, like. Based on the deriving of children's, the level of tree is derived. Height is nothing but the number of edges from the node to the subroot. Suppose its depth is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. In that way, 1, 2. So the depth of the G is 2 only. The depth of the H is 3 only. Like this. We will calculate the like this. A subtree, just I explained. Here D is the subtree. A point of tree data structure that can be viewed as a complete tree in itself. This is. Generally, we are using the different trees: binary tree, binary search tree, red block tree, AVL tree, heap tree, priority queue tree. Like these are different types of trees are there in our syllabus. So this is the tree terminology. So from the tree, parent node, children node, subtree, depth, height. These are all the different terminology used in trees. So these are all the basic terminology already you learned in the previous sessions. So next I will go to the traversing method of trees. So first point we have graph representation. So generally the graphs are represented in different manners. One is the adjacent matrix or incident matrix or linked list or adjacent linked list. Different methods are there. Both are the basic methods to represent the graphs. Suppose if you will take this graph, so here it is the adjacent matrix format. In this 1 to 2 path is there. These are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Total it has 5 vertices. Similarly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like this. So here the path exists 1 to 2. That is the 1 to 2. And 2 to 1. 2 to 1. So because it is the undirected graph, so almost all it will get the symmetric way. So like 2 to 3 or 3 to 2 corresponding 2 to 3. This is. So by using the adjacent matrix formats like that, we will represent the corresponding graph. So similarly, we have to use one more format, the linked list. Linked list is nothing but the representation with respect to pointers. Pointer consists of data of the particular vertex, and the corresponding details will be stored in the pointer. Suppose if I want to store represent vertex 1 edges A, suppose this edge, it exists in between 1 to 2. That means 1 is connected to 2. So here 2 pointers are required. One pointer 1, 2. This is the adjacent list representation. Here the list concept are used to store the edges, represent the edges. So each list is used to store the corresponding node 1 to 2. So this is the tail, this is the head. Like next 2 to 1. So from 2 to 1, 1 edge is there, 2 to 3 is there, 2 to 5 is there, 2 to 1 is there, 2 to 3 is there, 2 to 5 is there. So here the source index is 2. From this total 3 possibilities are there. The possible nodes are represented with respective edges. So from 3 to 2, 3 to 5, like this, 3 to 2, 3 to 5. 2 edges are 4 to 5 only there. 5 to 2, 5 to 4, 5 to 3, 3 is there. 5 to 2, 5 to 3, 5 to 4. So this is the way to represent the graphs in the computer. By using the adjacent matrix, by using the adjacent list, these are all. So different models are there. So if you learn that one, you will get some little bit confusion. So in further, if you require, then I will explain that incident matrix format. Similarly, adjacent list format, matrix list format. This is. So these are all the basic representation methods, either adjacent matrix format or adjacent list format. So next, graph traversal techniques. Suppose if you represent the graphs in the tree format, if it is a root, basically to have two methods are there. One is the BFS, one more is the DFS. Depth first search, breadth first BFS, breadth first search. Chandu, already these concepts are covered in our second year, first year unit. Second year, first
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you explain what is the meaning of DFS?
So depth first search.
First we start at the root.
Yes, sir.
Consequently, we are moving to the depth first. Moving here, node, again depth, left children is there. On that way, we are moving is occurred. Like here, we directly represent. So if there is no left children, then we move to the right children. But in the BFS, branch first, root, then branches, like this. Next branches, like this, like this. Chandu, you will explain this one by using one example. So, Pardeep, first you will explain. This is our given graph.
Sir, I am not sure, sir, because I have confusion in DFS and BFS. I know one is in which we don't.
Suppose, okay, Pardeep.
Like,
okay, right. This is the basic graph. If you see this one, definitely will get.
Yes, sir.
You'll explain what are the different steps involved in this graph. This is the root. This is the starting point of root.
We look for the nearest node from the root node, and then we try to cover all nodes. I think in BFS we don't.
One point. In the tree representation, we will focus on the left children, after that right children, in the traversing method. If it is a weighted graph, we will check for the which is nearer to the root. But it is unweighted graph.
So then right? I don't probably any root.
If it is an unweighted graph, we will focus on the left children as well as the right children. But we have to cover the all vertices. We will start. Pardeep, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here. I was looking up DFS, sir. I'm not sure exactly.
One is the root, na?
Yes, sir. So from there we're going to 2, then we are going
Left
to 4.
children.
Yes, sir. Towards the left child node.
Yes, right.
And from 2 also we're going from to the left child node.
Right. For the 2 left children is 4. Right.
Yes, sir. From
For
4, because we have only parent node, so we go towards 8 because that's the only other node that is
So
connected.
for
to
this
4.
4 only, there is no left children, only right children
Yes,
is there.
sir.
So
Yes,
directly
sir.
move to the
Because no
8.
other node is there, so they go to 8.
Yes.
Then we have for 8, the left node is 5th node.
Yes.
So it goes towards the 5th. But for 5th, there is no other like node available. All are
is there now.
all are visited nodes, no, sir?
So visited node, that is why come back.
Yes, sir. So it comes back to 8. So from 8, then we choose the leftmost node, which is 6.
Right.
Now 6 has, I think, only the 3 node available, or the right child node. So, and from 3 also, all other unvisited nodes that are left are 7. So it goes to 7.
That is all. Is there any logic?
So I think DFS, sir, the visited nodes are not chosen, but in BFS we can still go to the visited nodes.
Okay, this is the DFS, right?
Yes, sir. Here, like visited nodes are not preferred.
Okay. Our intention is only once we need to visit the one vertex one time. Next.
Sir, BFS is there. So I think, sir, here also I think all the neighboring nodes are marked as visited.
Yeah, then small variation is there. In this, we need to check the branch first. Suppose if it is the root.
Yes, sir.
Here we are using the Q.
Yes, sir.
Q
first. In DFS we use stack.
Yeah. First one is visited. First level is completed.
Yes. Then the neighboring nodes are 2 and 3. So they are also marked as visited.
So kept in the 2.
Q.
3. So one is visited, right?
Yes, sir.
Coming to the 2.
So then all the neighboring or child node are 4 and 5. So they are marked as visited and then filled up in the queue.
2 is completed. Next come to the 3.
Yes, sir. For 3 also, the neighboring nodes are 6 and 7. So they are marked visited.
On that way, we have to follow the rules. So here the level 1, level 2, level 3 like this, we will be set the all nodes. This is a BFS. Is there any logic?
Sir, what do you mean by logic, sir?
Logic means, is there any confusion on this one?
Sorry, sir?
Is there any confusing statements are there?
No, sir.
Yes, this is a general method to visit the all vertices in the graph. Either DFS or BFS.
Sir, will we have the same algorithm that we studied in data structures?
That one only I am explaining. This next we are going to the
algorithm. For writing this BFS and DFS search, will we have the same programs that we read in data structures?
Yeah, but for some drawbacks are there in this one. Every time we are unable to get the minimum cost to visit the all vertices. To overcome that problem, we have to use the minimum cost spanning trace. Check one more example you will see, then you definitely will get the clarity on these statements. Check this one for the weighted graphs. You will explain?
Sir, let us give Saichand the chance, sir.
Anyone is there. Everything. Chandu will explain?
No, sir. May also explain.
Saichand, you know, you explain.
This is the DFS. Chandu,
అంటే కరెక్ట్గా గుర్తులేదు సార్ కాన్సెప్ట్స్ ఒకసారి మీరు ఒకసారి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయండి.
So this is the given weighted graph.
Okay, sir. Sir, there can be multiple graphs, no? So why only specifically this one given?
What?
Whichever has some weight less, is that why, sir?
Now we will choose like that only now.
Okay, okay.
So this is the root method. This is the root. Randomly choose the one as the root, right? So first visited node is this one. From that 19, 21, 16, 3 branches are there. From this, generally preferred lower caste. 16, that edge is including into DFS. That edge is completed. Coming to the 2, 11, 6, 5, 3 edges are there. From this, 5 is small. So I am talking regarding the point of graphs only, but not trees. 5 taken. So then movement go to the 3. From 3, only one edge is there. This is. So the movement goes to 4. From 4, 3 edges are there. 6, 14, 18. But 6 is small. Suppose if I prefer this one, the chance to occur the loop, simply this one is discarded. మనం 6 చూస్ చేసుకుంటే ఏముంది సైకిల్ ఫామ్ అవుతుంది. అకార్డింగ్ ది గ్రాఫ్ రూల్ దేర్ ఇస్ నో సైకిల్ ఇన్ ద సబ్ గ్రాఫ్స్. అండ్ 4 నెక్స్ట్ స్మాల్ is 14. Next 4 to 6 path will be select. So present we are at 6. So from 6, 11 is there, 21 is there, 33 is there. Suppose if I choose 11, cycle will form. Discard it. 25 choose 21, again cycle is formed. Discard it. Then I will choose the 33. So total for 6 edges, n minus 1, 6 vertices, n minus 1, 5 edges are selected. This is the total cost for the corresponding graph to visit the all vertices by traverse.
No, sir. So the total cost should be less. That is how the path is selected.
Total cost. So by using the DFS method, I got 78 only. Pardi, you are getting any confusion on this one?
Yes, sir. I mean, we can choose multiple paths, no, in DFS. So what I'm asking is, suppose we took different nodes and from there we made a path. So is the final path that is chosen have any rule whether the total sum or the total cost should be less in comparison to other path costs?
Yeah, this is the one method. Suppose if I choose the starting vertex as the 1, so this is the minimum cost. Other than this, you will get any minimum cost?
I don't think so, sir.
This is the one method. From each end vertex, you will choose the minimum cost of edge from the corresponding source vertex. Right? Suppose if I choose the BFS, what is the minimum cost? Suppose it is source vertex. So according to the rule of BFS, I need to visit the all vertices which are linked to the 1.
Sir, all are high costs, no?
All are? But I have to follow the formula only.
Okay, minimum spanning tree. Okay, got it, sir.
So compared with this one, minimum spanning tree is the best. I will prove that one. This is the DFS method. This is the BFS method. This is the spanning tree method. You are getting confusion? Chandu?
Clear, sir. Now it's clear. I forgot, so now
Sure.
that I thought about it, I remembered spanning tree concept.
Generally, we have different traversal methods are there. DFS or BFS, minimum cost spanning tree. But I have to check which one is the best compared with others. Suppose I apply the DFS technique, I will get 78 is the cost. by using the optimal cost on each vertex where I visited. Suppose if first I visit the node 1, from that I got, there is 3 chances are there, 16, 21, 19, from that 16 is lesser. So I choose that vertex. This is the one traversal method. So in the BFS method, from the source vertex, I have to visit the all adjacent vertices. 5, 6. These are all the 3 adjacent vertices to the 1. 19, 21, 16. So from this, what is the next step? First I choose the lesser value, 2. So from these 2. Total nodes are covered. Cost is 67. Suppose on that graph, if I applied the minimum cost spanning tree concept, I will get the only 56 is the cost to visit the all vertices which are existing in the graph. So only by using these different methods, so minimum cost spanning tree is the best method to visit the all vertices with minimum cost. So that is the benefit of minimum cost. From this, so this is the Prim's algorithm. So this is, suppose if I choose this one, from vertex 1, if I choose 16, 2 is there. From this, like this, next, like this. So here, so from the DFS, I choose the one vertex as the adjacent. Suppose when I move to 2, 1, 2, 3. So this is source from the destination. Suppose first I visit this only 2 vertices. From the 2 only, I will choose the minimum vertex. But in the spanning tree, from the set of vertices, from 2, minimum cost 5. Am I again like? So I will explain this method, this minimum cost spanning tree method. So compared with the DFS and BFS, minimum cost spanning tree is the best method to visit the all nodes with the minimum cost. This is the final point. This is the benefit of graphs. So here the minimum cost. How we will get the minimum cost? By using the minimum cost spanning tree concept. So in the minimum cost spanning tree, it is a graph, point 1. So from the graph, I have to choose the one subgraph. I have to choose the one subgraph. It must be give the minimum cost. It must be give the minimum cost. Point 1. Point 2. It has n-1 edges. Suppose if it is a completed graph, it is a spanning trees, subgraphs. There is no change in the vertices, but I have to reduce the number of edges. So I will explain. Suppose if you take this one, this is our textbook example. If you take this one, this is the subgraph. I will explain. For each and every step, I have to reduce number of edges without forming any loop. So the edges is equal to the n-1, vertices minus 1. This is the concept of spanning tree. Suppose why we need to choose the spanning tree concept. Suppose in the network or telephone connections, different nodes are there in the network. This is the server. Suppose if you will give the connections like this, it will take more expensive. Why? Because each time we need to give the connections from server to the corresponding terminal, it will take more expensive and more path. That means cost. To overcome that one, by using the spanning tree, I have to use the like this. APIs, one connection from that. So I need to identify from this which one is the shortest. This one is the starter. This one is started. So based on that spanning tree concept, I have to build the connections in between all nodes. Here we need to visit each node, point 1, with the minimum cost. Here generally we are using the minimum cost spanning tree concept, and to build the network connections in between all terminals which are existing in that area. So this is the spanning tree. Suppose if it is a complete graph, so we will get the spanning trees like this. These are all the spanning trees. So the basic rule of spanning tree is a graph V is a tree that contains all vertices. It is important, and it is a subgraph. Because why? Because it is a subgraph is the derived from the main graph by removing the corresponding edges. So we can able to build the multiple spanning trees. Multiple spanning trees means multiple feasible solutions. Suppose it is the graph, it is the one solution, this is the one more solution, this is one more solution, like this. So among the multiple solutions, I choose the best one by using the MST concept. So the rules of the spanning tree is any two vertices in the tree are connected by the unique simple path. That means a connection existing between any two nodes, only one path is exist. There is no multiple paths or parallel paths or adjacent paths. Only one path is existing between any two vertices. If any edge is removed from the T, then T becomes the disconnected. That means only one path exists between the vertices. Suppose in case of we removed any one edge, immediately the tree becomes disconnected. Two different trees will be formed. If we add an extra edge, suppose according to the rule of spanning trees, if n vertices are there, corresponding n minus 1 edge is only available. If we add one more extra edge to the corresponding tree, immediately form the cycle. So the number of edges in the tree is n minus 1. This is the basic rules. In abstract view, new spanning tree subgraph of original tree, G is connected but not disconnected. G has the minimum cost. So this is the definition of spanning tree that we will explain like this. Suppose it is the completed graph. Completed graph means any vertex has the multiple paths to the all vertices. So that will be derived like this. So here in this, the vertices does not change. The edges will be n minus 1. Like these are all different ways. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like these are all the different possible spanning trees of the corresponding graph. Total 20 paths are available like this. 20 or 16. 16 are available. These are all the different ways to represent the spanning tree of corresponding completed graph. In abstract view, this is the completed graph. This is a spanning graph with respect to weights. The selection of edges depending the minimum cost only. Suppose that, for example, so in the implementation of the minimum cost spanning tree, we are using the two different algorithms. This is the Prim's algorithm and Kruskal's algorithm. Prim's and Kruskal's algorithm. I will briefly explain the Prim's and Kruskal's. Tomorrow I will give the complete details. Parade?
Yes, sir.
Can you explain this one?
Sir,
You
I'm
try.
not bright, sir. I have forgotten half the things that I've learned. Sorry, sir.
You will try just. This is tomorrow. I will explain this Kruskal's algorithm.
How do I try, sir? I'm not able to understand anything. It's looking like that game that we played where we joined the dots to make something.
Okay, just we will try. This is the graph, right? Chandu,
సార్
sir, చూడు గ్రాఫ్ ఒకటి సార్ నీకు అర్థమవుతుందా?
అంటే దీనికి ఏం చేయాలి సార్? అంటే మినిమం స్పానింగ్ ట్రీ
ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అదొకటి ఇదొకటి చూడండి, మీకు ఐడియా వస్తుంది. దెన్ ఐ విల్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్.
ఓకే సార్.
సో అకార్డింగ్ ది రూల్ ఆఫ్ Kruskal's algorithm ఏముంది చూడండి. ఫస్ట్ ఎడ్జ్ ఇస్
choose any edge with minimum weight.
wait. Next,
choose any edge with minimum weight from those not yet selected.
okay. Coming to the loop graph. From this is the minimum cost edges. Our intention is vertices are we complete. ఎన్ని ఉన్నాయి మొత్తం? ABCDEF, right? 6 ఉన్నాయి. From this graph, how many edges have to be select? Chindu?
Sir,
According to the rule of spanning tree, vertex 6 ఉంటే మన edges ఎన్ని సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి?
n minus 1.
6 minus 1. అవేగా?
Yes, sir.
Any spanning tree, this is a common concept.
Yes, sir.
So from this one is the smallest, right?
Yes.
So ED is included. Logic ఏమైనా ఉందా?
No, sir.
Right. Next smallest is
Next 3.
BF.
Okay, 1.5.
Is there any logic? To execute, to include చేసావు కదా?
Yes, sir.
Next one?
Next one 3.
Next one?
4.
ఎన్నికి 1 2 3 4 ఇంక్లూడ్ చేసావు.
Yes, sir.
Next smallest is
Next 4.5.
7. అంతేనా?
4.5 ఉంది కదా?
4.5 ఉంది కదా?
Yes, sir.
ఇఫ్ ఇంక్లూడ్ అయితే ఏమవుద్ది?
Loop.
లూప్ అయిపోయిందా?
Yes, sir. Yes.
కాబట్టి 4.5 డిస్కస్ చేయొద్దు. The FE. FE is the smallest remaining, but that would be create a cycle.
Yes.
Next one is
7 after
7. అంతేనా?
అంతే.
అయిపోయింది సొల్యూషన్.
Yes.
That is fine. ఇక్కడ నువ్వేం చేసావు చెప్పు. First I sort out the all edges with respect to cost.
Yes, sir.
From the I choose the minimum cost edge. That will be included into solution space.
Yes, sir.
If it form the loop, then simply discard it.
Yes.
అంతేనా?
అంతే.
మళ్ళీ one more example. Check this one. These are the different methods. ఎందుకంటే ప్రీవియస్ గా డిఫరెంట్ వేలు అడిగాడు అనమాట. దట్ ఈస్ వై. ఇది చూడు.
Yes. Minimum 1.
Total 9 vertices are there, right?
Yes, sir.
From this, what is the minimum cost?
1.
Include అయిందా?
Yes, sir.
First step completed.
Yes,
Next
sir.
minimum?
Next అక్కడ 2 ఉంది.
అదేనా?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, sir.
అంటే 2 edges వచ్చేసినాయి. నెక్స్ట్ అంటే ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ఇక్కడ చిన్న పాయింట్ ఒకటి ఉంది. టుమారో ఐ విల్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్.
Okay.
This is in the one color.
Yes, sir.
It is in the other color. That means 2 are 2 different subgraphs.
Yes.
అంతే కదా?
అంతే.
అంటే ఇనిషియల్ గా మనం ఏం చేసాము, 9 వర్టిసెస్ ని 9 సబ్ గ్రాఫ్ గా తీసుకున్నాను. అన్నిటిని కూడా కనెక్ట్ చేస్తున్నా నేను. నెక్స్ట్
Next 5.
రైట్.
Yes, sir.
నెక్స్ట్
Next 8.
రైట్. అంతేనా?
Yes, sir.
నెక్స్ట్
Next 14. I think
9.
9 cycle I guess.
9 cycle. Yes, it does not include. It form the cycle.
Yes, sir. Next 13.
13.
Yes, sir.
Right. Next
Next 14.
right. Completed a graph.
Yes, sir.
అంటే చూడండి, ప్రీవియస్ గా 2 కలర్స్ ఉన్నాయి, 2 సబ్ గ్రాఫ్స్. నౌ ఇట్ బికమ్ ద సింగిల్ ట్రీ.
Yes, sir.
కంప్లీటెడ్.
Yes, sir.
రైట్. కన్ఫ్యూజ్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఏమైనా ఉందా?
Clear.
పరిధి Is there? She was there. Sekaranada, Chandu, you will try this one also.
Okay, I will try.
Uneasy feel అవుద్దమ్మా ట్రై చేయండి మీరు అంతే కాన్సెప్ట్ చెప్పలేదు కదా ఏంది
Hello.
Sir, I'm here, sir.
You will try this one. You will try tomorrow. I will explain this complete concept. This is the Prim's algorithm. Same example for Kruskal, Chandu explained. So for the Prim's, you will explain. Try. I will change in the slides. What is the minimum cost? It is similar to the DFS method. In the DFS, we choose the only one vertex, but here choose the set of vertices. That is difference. Here I choose the only one vertex. So from the vertex, which one is the minimum for the? From 9-1. Not responding. Chandu, you will try. Time is going.
Sir, 1 is the minimum.
So,
Sir, I was looking for my earphones. Sir, I don't know what are the basic rules. Do we have to look up unweighted array? Like unweighted node or like some rule if you can tell so I can start.
I will explain the rule by tomorrow. But by going to the problem, you have to understand what is going inside. Right? Only 5 minutes left. That is why.
Sir, I can see a graph with nodes and it is a weighted graph.
Weighted
and
graph.
For path selection, I need something that makes me choose a path because I can say any path works. Red to green, green to lime, lime to yellow. If all nodes to be.
Sir, that 9 nodes are 9 different trees. Initially, total 9 nodes are 9 different trees. There is no connection in between the all trees. So by using this Prim's algorithm, I have to connect it into one by one. That is combine these trees and to form the single tree that is the final tree. That is a spanning tree. Suppose this is the starting here. From the start, 2 edges are there, 1,9. Parvi?
Sorry, sir, I am not.
So, you listen. From the red node, only 1,2 paths are available, right?
Yes, sir.
So, from the smallest we choose. Which one is the smallest?
Sir, 1.
1. That one will include into the tree. 1 is included.
Okay, sir.
So
say
these two
1
nodes
says, sir, we can go to green because green is lighter.
Where is green? This one?
Oh, sir, dark green, moss green, whatever you would call the one with 5.
5? Where is the 5? Where amma? Where is this? This is the green, right? Sorry, we'll choose. The time is no more time. So suppose if you start here, 2 edges are there, 9, 1. From this I choose the only one. So by combining these, I merge these 2 nodes. It's form the tree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 nodes not included. Only 2 nodes are included. So from it is a subtree. So from this I have to check. These are the 13, 5, 9. 3 possibilities are this. From the set of nodes, 5 is the smallest. That vertex will be included in the subtree. So like this, on this way, the Prim's algorithm will be implemented. So in the Prim's algorithm, every time you will take the subset of nodes to form the subtree. These are all the 2 algorithms, Prim's and Kruskal's. So finally, by adding these vertices, finally I will get only one tree. It is a subtree without forming any loops with the minimum cost, like this. This is another method. Tomorrow I will explain the minimum cost spanning tree examples, Prim's and Kruskal's algorithms. My basic